How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we are talking about the second film in Kevin Smith's universe, Mallrats. This came out in 1995, a year after Clerks came out, although technically this film takes place a day before the events of Clerks. But anyways, this film stars Jason Lee, Jeremy London, Shannon Daughtery, Ben Affleck, Claire Fulani, Joey Lauren Adams, and also coming back from the first Clerks, Jason Mewes playing Jay, and Kevin Smith playing Silent Bob. Silent Bob, sorry. And in this film, Jason Lee and Jeremy London play these two guys, Brody and TS, who both get dumped by their girlfriends. And TS is trying to win back his girlfriend, who he was going to propose to, but between her overprotective father, played by Michael Rooker, having this dating show and does not like him, as well as other things like Brody trying to win back his girlfriend, Renee, who is being trying to get won over by Ben Affleck's main antagonist character, Shannon Hamilton. Basically, a lot of stuff is happening in this mall, and so we got our film Mallrats. So, kind of similar to Kevin Smith's film Clerks, this takes place mostly in one setting, the mall, and I never lived in New Jersey, but I lived in Pennsylvania and New York all my life. So I've been to many New Jersey malls throughout the years. And I did hear that this was actually not filmed in a New Jersey mall. It was actually filmed in a mall in Minnesota. But it does feel like it takes inspiration from New Jersey malls. And basically, in this film, similar to the first Clerks, you got some jokes that you usually don't see in comedy films nowadays. Some of the jokes in this film, some of the humor would not fly by in today's day and age. And I'll be honest, there are some jokes that were too far even for someone like me who usually enjoys Kevin Smith's humor, who usually doesn't have like a border for his humor. But in this film, I will be honest, looking back and rewatching, there are a few jokes that would not fly by today. And at the same time, there's also some jokes I found to be very hilarious. This is still a very hilarious film, like many of Kevin Smith's films. Now, it's not as funny as the stuff from Clerks. I feel like with Clerks, the humor went by better. The jokes were a lot more funny, and also it felt like the story was much more simple. Mallrats, it feels like they're trying to go for a bigger story because it's a bigger setting in a mall. There's much more story arcs going on. And while I think the film handles it well, I feel like with Clerks, I prefer the smaller scaled film. And also, while I do enjoy these characters, I enjoy the performances from the actors in this film. I feel like Kevin Smith is at his best when he's going with the characters from Clerks. And speaking of Clerks, you do have Brian O'Halloran coming in playing this character named Gil Hicks in the dating show. I wonder if he's related to Dante Hicks, although Brian O'Halloran looks a lot more different in this film than he did from Clerks. And speaking of Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob do play a bigger role in this film, and they're hilarious as always. I just love this duo. I find them to be pretty hilarious. Basically, they're helping Brody and TS to trying to sabotage this dating show, and at the same time, they're trying to avoid this cop LaFords. And a lot of antics happen there, including Jay and Silent Bob being up an Easter Bunny because they think the Easter Bunny attacked Brody. Some hilarious shenanigans happen in this film. Also, Stan Lee is also in this film, and Stan Lee gives some pretty good advice to Brody. And yeah, Mallrats, I watched this film for the first time a few years ago, so I had no idea going into this film until that Stan Lee was going to actually be in this movie. But he is in this movie, and I did hear that when Stan Lee did pass away, it really broke Kevin Smith's heart, who was pretty close to Stan Lee. And I had no idea the relationship went all the way back to like the mid 90s when this film came out. But yeah, Stan Lee's in this film. It's great to see. And also, it does kind of feel like a time period piece because in this film, you do have references to comic books and, making jokes that, oh, comic books are for kids. But now we're at a day and age where comic book heroes at least have become popular. You look at the popularity of the MCU, you look at the popularity of characters like Spider Man, you also look at the popularity of some DC characters like Batman. Yeah, superheroes and comic books have come a long way since then as far as popularity and people no longer making fun of other people for liking this stuff. And also, you have Silent Bob's little subplot of trying to use the Force, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, a lot of antics happen with Jay and Silent Bob in this film. They're hilarious as always. Ben Affleck's antagonist character, Shan Hamilton. This is before Ben Affleck became the Ben Affleck that we know. A lot of these actors, like they're in their early 20s in this film. Guys like Ben Affleck, Shan Doherty, Jason Lee, and this is like the first time we see actors like Ben Affleck and Jason Lee working with Kevin Smith, and it's certainly not the last. The next film that I'll be covering in this review series, Chasing Amy, Jason Lee and Ben Affleck are in this film. Joey Lauren Adams is also going to be in Chasing Amy as well. So a lot of these actors that you're seeing in this film, this isn't the last time you're going to see them in Kevin Smith films, and they obviously play different characters in those films. But also, you do get to see characters like Brody return in movies like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And apparently, they're trying to make a Mallrats sequel. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, I enjoyed this film overall. I found it to be funny, although, like I said, some of the jokes were at times too much, even for me. It's not my favorite Kevin Smith film, even though it's hilarious and I do enjoy this film. But it's definitely not my least favorite of Kevin Smith's movies. I still enjoy this film a lot. I like the performances. Says I like the banter between characters. It's great to see Jay and Silent Bob have a bigger role in this film. And being someone who goes to New Jersey malls a lot, even though this was not filmed in a New Jersey mall, it's just funny to see like antics in a New Jersey mall. And overall, with Rats, and do I think we should get a sequel to this film? It would be nice to see a sequel, but I don't know how a sequel would work because, as I've said before, I think Kevin Smith's at his best when he's working with the Clerks characters. And one of the main actors in this film, Shan Daughtery, she's unfortunately going through a bad cancer right now. And I don't know like how they would if she would come back to film the movie be or not. I know her and Kevin Smith are good friends, but I don't know if she would return or not. I don't know what you would honestly do with a Mallrats sequel, especially because this isn't exactly Kevin Smith's most popular film or his most well-received film. So who knows if we're ever going to see a Mallrats 2. I wouldn't mind seeing a Mallrats 2 because I did like this movie, but at the same time, I don't know what direction you could take it. At least with like Clerks, there's so many different directions you can go with Clerks. There was a Clerks animated series. It's just hard to see with this side of the Universe getting a sequel, especially when we've seen the character Brody return in the Jay and Silent Bob movies, including the more recent one, Silent Reboot. So who knows what's gonna happen? But all in all, I enjoy Mallrats, and this is a film that's not gonna be for everyone because of some of the jokes in this film. But all in all, the majority of the jokes I did find funny. The majority of the humor I still enjoyed. I'm gonna give Mallrats a B plus. It's not my favorite Kevin Smith film, like I said, but it's a film you should check out. It's around an hour and 30 minutes, so it's not even that long. So I recommend you check it out. And my question to you is, what do you guys think of Mallrats? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And would you like to see Mallrats 2? Apparently, I think the title of it's called Twilight of the Mallrats. I'm not sure what direction the film would go. Would you like to see it? And what direction would you like to see that film go? Comment below and let me know. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already. If you haven't, please share this with someone that loves Kevin Smith's films, especially the Universe. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Tomorrow, I am starting another review series, but this one's only going to have one video a month. It's going to be a Harry Potter review series. For like the next several months, I'm going to be reviewing at least one film from the Harry Potter franchise, including the first two Fantastic Beasts films. I reviewed The Secrets of Dumbledore back in April, and I love the Harry Potter franchise so much, I want to talk about it on this channel. And tomorrow we're going to start with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live or what title you prefer. I'll be covering that on my channel tomorrow. Hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.